welcome to another knitting podcast. I hope you're all doing well. This is episode 6, and in my knitting podcast I usually show my finished objects, my work in progresses, and if I have any yarn acquisitions. The yarn acquisition part is at the end, so if you are not interested in seeing that, you can just skip ahead. Just skip that part. And if you're curious about which projects I have finished and what I have on my needles currently, just continue watching. The first finished object that I have is actually what I'm wearing. I finally finished my Bordeaux colored Ranunculus. This project I showed in my previous knitting podcast, episode number 5, and I also talked about it in my knitted chat, which is the video before this one. It has been on my needles for quite a couple of weeks. I would even say that it's been on my needles for maybe like 3 months, because it's been resting, it's been contemplating a little bit. I wasn't too happy with it at the beginning, and I will talk about it in just a few minutes. First, I just want to say that it is made in Viking Garn Bambino. I have lost the label, so I don't know exactly which color it is, but I will have it down below in the description box. And I made size 2 because when I made a previous one, the green one, I made that in size 1, but I still thought that it was a bit too snug up on my my armpits. So then I was thinking that, okay, but I will try and make size 2 instead, to just have a bit more room. But what I didn't take into consideration was that it grows also on the width when I do that. So I had finished the first version all to like the ribbing, the bottom hem, and then I tried it on and it was just too wide for me and I didn't really like it, so I unraveled it until just below just below the armhole basically, and I re-knitted it, and I also made some decreases along. It looks a bit funny now, I know that, and it's okay because it's under my arm, so I don't think people will notice, but I made some decreases and it created like a weird, I don't know if you can see it on camera, but like a weird hump here, and also it's the same on the other side. It's like a weird bump, a weird hump. But after I did the decreases, I like the fit way better, so I'm really glad that I did that. And the yarn, the Viking Garn Bambino, it's one of my new favorites. It is a blend of cotton and bamboo, and it just creates such a airy, summery, flowy, really drapey garment, which I just absolutely love. I think it's so perfect for the summer and it just looks so gorgeous. And it also has a bit of a shine to it. It almost gives a bit of silk vibes, kind of. So this is my first finished object and I'm very happy with it. I haven't blocked it yet. I'm gonna block it a bit so that the flower lace pattern can stand out a bit more, but I'm just very happy with it. I know I will have a lot of use from it. And then my other finished object is a sweater that I don't have because it is my mom's, and I mentioned it in my knitting chat. I'll also show some videos of it, but I never talked about which size it was or which yarn I used, so I'm gonna go ahead and do it here. I hope I can insert a picture of it somewhere so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, I have 2 strands together. one strand of Viking yarn Bambino again, because it is a really good yarn, and one strand of Drops alpaca. And once again, I will have the colors in the description box, because I'm sorry, I don't have the labels right now and I don't remember them in my head. But yeah, I held those two yarns together, and my mom says it created such a gorgeous fabric. Like, she absolutely loved the sweater. Did I say that it's a ranunculus? I don't remember. I made another ranunculus, yes. A long sleeve version this time, as you can hopefully see on a picture somewhere. My mom, she wears it a lot, I think almost every day, and she says that it's such a good fabric because it's both warm and breathable at the same time, and it's not like a really heavy sweater. It's very light and flowy, so yeah. And I made it in size 3, which fits my mom really great. She looks so beautiful in it. She knitted, I knitted the body and started on the sleeves, but she actually started knitting on the sleeves. And then when it was time for the ribbing on the sleeves, I did that because she didn't know how to do the knit in the back loop. So yeah, it's a bit of a collaboration on the sweater, you could say. But it was really fun. I really liked making it for her. Okay, next up is a headband that I knitted with a beautiful, is it in the right way? Yeah, that I knitted in a beautiful lace pattern. And it also has 2 I-cord strands so that you can tie it in the back. And this one I am actually considering releasing it as a pattern, because I have written the pattern of it and I took some pictures for it, but I don't know if I'm brave enough to upload a pattern. It's a small thing, so maybe I should just do it. It could be fun. It was really fun taking the pictures for it. It was really fun writing up the pattern, doing like the designing of it. So maybe in my next podcast episode I can talk a bit more about it if I release the pattern. Yeah, anyway, pattern besides, it's a headband that looks a bit cottagecore in my opinion. It is knitted in Sandnes garn Tynn line, so it's a mix between cotton and linen, and it just creates a beautiful rustic feel to it. And I knitted it on 2.5mm needles. And when I knit these small accessories, I usually go with double pointed needles. For me, it just works best because then I have small needles to work with. I know that some people use circular needles, but for now at least I prefer the double pointed needles if I'm doing small works. So yeah, it is a small headband. I'm not gonna tie it now because I don't have any mirror anywhere, but yeah, a small headband. Okay, that was a weird way of showing it. Maybe I can sit on the ground. Looks a bit like this, and I just really like it. It gives a very cute summery vibe to it all. And actually I have a small companion to this one. I don't remember if I showed it in my last podcast episode or not, but I just found it. I was unpacking some of my boxes and I found this one in the box and I was like, did I show this one? And it's with the same lace pattern, but it's like a longer scarf thing without any I-cord straps. So it's just a really long lace panel basically, which I have also used as a headband, and then I just tie it in the back, usually with like I tie it underneath my hair, or you can use it like around your neck as a small scarf. And it's in the same yarn, Sadness garn, Tynline, also knitted on double pointed needles, 2.5 millimeters. So yeah, a small little summary object to show. And those are all my finished objects. I've been quite busy with work, so I haven't had that much time to knit or to finish objects, but I have had time to cast on more objects. In my Knit and Chat, I showed a clip of me knitting on the train, and I said that I would talk a bit more about that project in my upcoming podcast episode, and here she is. Ta-da! It's a really long scarf. It's the Billet du Shawl by Fox and Folk. I am knitting it in Drops Soft Tweed in the color Spinach Pie. And I really like it so far. Like, you can see just how long it is. I'm not even halfway. Oh, I'm showing the wrong side. I'm not even halfway through and it's already this huge, but I think it's gonna be really, really cozy and really amazing for the fall. Also, sometimes my office can be a bit cold, so then it's nice to just have a shawl with me that I can put on to warm up a bit. But I had some struggles with this one. It's like the beginning, I think I started this one and like unraveled it 4 or 5 times because the charts, I didn't understand them. It was quite difficult for me to follow the charts. Usually I don't have problems with that, but since you are doing increases along one edge all the time, and then you need to place the lace pattern on specific stitches, that just became a really like a brain conundrum thing, and I didn't understand it. But eventually I cracked the code and I managed to to come quite far on it, and I'm very pleased with it. It's a lovely project, and I've been knitting on it on my train rides, and I also have it with me during lunch, and I sit and knit, and like I can knit and talk to my colleagues at the same time, so I do that. Today, actually in the lunchroom today, I knitted on this one, and there was one of my colleagues, he came in and was like, tell me you're a Swedish person without telling me you're Swedish. And then he pointed to my knitting. So apparently it's a Swedish Scandinavian thing to knit a lot. Because I have not seen a single person here in Belgium knitting. And in the city where I live, sadly, they don't have any yarn store. So that's really sad. I cannot go yarn browsing in the stores anymore. So that's sad. A little bit about the yarn is that soft tweed, it's a mix between alpaca and merino wool and a bit of viscose, I think. Ah, there. Yeah. Wool, alpaca and viscose, and since it's a tweed yarn, it has this really nice speckled appearance, and it is also, I wouldn't say that it's irregularly spun, but I find that some parts are a bit thinner and some other parts are a bit thicker, so it gives a bit of a lively material when you knit it. And I really like this Drops soft tweed. I have used it for another project before, and I also have some new balls, some new skeins of this yarn, but in another color that I will show a bit later. I really like it. Okay, where should I put it? Let's put it here. Moving on to the next object, the next project, it's more of a summery garment, because this is in a cotton yarn. I am making the Darjeeling blouse by, oh my god, I forgot her name. Morgan. She's French. She is from, I'm sorry, I don't remember. I will put her name somewhere. The name of the pattern is the Darjeeling blouse, and it has some beautiful lace details at the bottom and also at the sleeves. And this project I cast on maybe 2 weeks ago, and I have done so much progress on it. I have knitted so much during my evenings. This is what I have been knitting on the most, so I have made the most progress on it, and I am making it in Drops Loves You 7 in a really beautiful sage green color. This is, I was gonna say this is the year of green, but all years are the year of green for me, because green is my favorite color. I love green, so I'm just making a lot in green. But this project has been a joy to knit so far. However, there is one part, it's when you're doing the sleeves, that I did kind of my own version, because it says that it is knitted with magic loop, which I usually don't have any problems with, but with the needle that I used, so it's knitted on 3.5mm needles, and the needle that I used, the cord is really stiff and it just didn't work to do magic loop with. So I knitted the sleeves on circular needles, small circular needles, 40mm, which may have increased the gauge a bit for me, because the lace pattern is not as tight and defined as the lace pattern at the bottom hem. But to me it's fine. It doesn't really show now, I think, so it will be okay, I guess. And I'm looking so much forward to using this during the summer. I can imagine how gorgeous it's gonna look with some skirts and some flowy pants. Yeah, it's gonna be so great, so beautiful. And I have the cutest, what do you call them? Needle stoppers, bees, of course. Oh, and I forgot to say that it's knitted with, it has a picot edge at the bottom. I have never done a picot edge ever before, so that was a bit of a challenge, but it was fun, and it creates a beautiful end result of it. So one of the work in progresses, and the last one I cast on yesterday, and it is just the start, but it's gonna be another ripple bralette, and I'm using yarn that me and my mom dyed ourselves. This is dyed with red onion skins. It is supposed to turn green, but for some reason our colors didn't turn green, so it's a bit pink. Also, the cutest knitting stoppers, some Highland kettle cows. But yeah, this is going to be a ripple bralette, and it's going to be a shorter version than the other ones that I have previously done. The other ones have been it reaches maybe to my waist approximately, but this one is going to be more of like a real bralette, because I have realized that during the summer, if I wear white t-shirts or white blouses or anything like that, people can see my nipples. Oh, I just dropped the cow. People can see my nipples and I don't want them to do that. I will keep my nipples to myself, please. So then I thought that, okay, but I can just knit a small bralette to wear, because I don't like to wear bras. I don't really feel like they do anything for me anyway. Like, I don't need them for support. It's just like so that people don't see my nipples. And then I can just wear something more comfortable instead, like a bralette. So it's gonna be a ripple bralette. I have done this pattern 2 times before and it's such a good pattern. It's by May Designs and it's written in such a nice way, and she has also translated the pattern to lots of different languages. Yeah, she's just a really good designer and writes really good patterns. It is knit on 3.5mm needles. So and number 3. No, actually in the pattern I think it says 2.75. Now I'm a bit unsure. I am knitting it on 3mm needles, and then I'm gonna switch to 3.5mm needles when I do the 3x3 ribbing. That is what I do. Right now I don't remember what the pattern says. I am very sorry that I don't remember the exact details of what I am doing, but I'm just telling you what I am doing. I hope that is sufficient. So yeah, those are all my work in progresses, and now I will show you some of my yarn acquisitions. But before I get into the yarn acquisitions, I just want to say that yesterday I got the cutest care package ever in the mail. My mom, she sent me a box of some really cute stuff, including the yarn that I will show you, but also she sent me a couple of things extra. She sent me this gorgeous notebook. It has a bee on it, of course. I don't think it has escaped anyone that I love bees. And it's almost so beautiful that I don't dare write in it. But I'm gonna write in it. It needs to be written in. So that's one of them. And then she also got me a little emotional support plushie bee. And when I saw this, I just smiled from, like, what do you say, cheek to cheek? I don't know. I smiled so big because it was just so incredibly cute, and I'm gonna take this one with me to the office, and it's gonna sit there and it can cheer me on and be like, come on, you can do this. And it also says even that it has a name. It says its name is Zinger and my birthday is September 8th. So this little Zinger, she came in the mail, and it was just such a cute surprise that my mom sent me some couple of things extra, because I asked her if she could buy some yarn for me that I couldn't get from any website here in Belgium, and she could get it in Sweden, so then she could send me some. And then she also packaged some Swedish treats that I have been missing. Okay, the yarn. First off is Drop Soft Tweed that I talked about before, but in a different color this time. This is in the color 3, and I believe it's called Sand on the website. And I have about 9 or 10 skeins of them, and my plan is to make a cardigan for the autumn, or it's more like a transition cardigan, and I'm planning on making it with a lot of different cables and some lace. I haven't really designed it yet. I am searching for inspiration on Ravelry and Instagram and Pinterest, and I'm just gathering a bunch of ideas. But yeah, it's gonna be a cable and lace cardigan, and I'm gonna try to not follow a pattern. I'm gonna try to make it like my own. And I'm looking very much forward to starting on this one. Next up is my I was gonna say my new favorite yarn, but this is actually another one. This is Viking Garn Bamboo. Previously, this one, for example, is made in Bambino, which is, the thread is much thinner, and here the thread is much thicker. It is the exact same composition with 50% bamboo and 50% cotton, but for this one, it says that it is knitted on 3.5 to 4 millimeter needles, and I think that the Viking Garn Bambino is knit on 2.5 to 3 millimeter needles. So this is a bit thicker, and it is in the color number 668, so 668, and it's in a really gorgeous like heather purple aubergine kind of color. I don't really know how to describe it, but I would say maybe not heather. Heather is more pink. Maybe more like aubergine color. Or plum. Yeah. Plum. I'm gonna call it plum. It's in like a plum color. And my plan is to do another ranunculus. But this time I'm gonna make a long sleeve ranunculus because I have realized that I don't have any long sleeved sweaters that are made in cotton. I just have long sleeved sweaters that I made in wool fabrics, and I just, for the colder summer evenings, I just need something in more breathable and not that warm type of, I'm losing my words today, type of material. So then this is gonna be good, I think. And the color is so stunning, and I think I will start this project tonight, even though I have a lot of projects going on. My hands are just itching to start with this one, and I know I will have so much use of it. The last little yarn acquisition is just one skein of this one. This is the Viking Garn Bambino, and it actually says here that it's knitted on 3 millimeter needles. So compared to bamboo, which is 3.5 to 4 millimeter needles, it is, maybe you can see it, the bamboo is a little bit thicker than Bambino. And this one is in color number 462, and this is more of a heather color. I would say, yeah, this is more heather because it's a bit pink. And my idea with this one is to make the Romanticist bandana by Meredith something. Once again, I don't remember the last name, but I think her first name is Meredith. And yeah, the name of the pattern is the Romanticist bandana, at least. And I think it's gonna be such a cute little summer accessory that I can wear on my head, on my hair, whenever I have like maybe a bad hair day. I can just throw that on, and it's gonna look really, really adorable, I hope. I don't think I have anything more to say, so I'm gonna wrap up this podcast episode. Thank you so much for being here and finding your way to my channel, to my little corner on the internet. It really means a lot that I have people actually watching my videos. It is amazing, and it's so fun. Thank you so much. I hope you all have a wonderful continuation of your day or of your evening, and I will see you in my next podcast episode or in my next video, which might be something else than a podcast episode. Maybe a vlog, maybe organize my stash, something like that. I have a couple of video ideas that I want to make. Okay, I will stop rambling. I wish you all well, and I will see you next time. Okay, bye!